Hi guys, it's Borkson. Hello, welcome to my channel if you're new here. Welcome back if you've been here before. So guys, I know in my room the lighting's like always dull. Look, I light on it, it doesn't to me. But guys, I wanted to make this video, and I'm sorry to my fellow legally blind people that I probably could just go in my kitchen where the light is bright as ever. But I wanted to make this video because doing these back to school videos is bringing up a lot of memories for me and other people going back to school. Sorry, guys. The neighbors are always, people always driving like that. It does give me OCD. Going back to school and remembering it, guys, does give me some OCD thoughts and memories. But I want to kind of get this out. This is why I'm making these videos. I want to get this pain in my heart out from my school years. So today, guys, is going to be going to elementary school with a disability, part 2. And I'm sorry, guys, I should have said this as soon as I turned on the camera. Well, I guess the phone, but the camera phone. We're filming from my phone today, guys. I want to get this out. Trigger warning. I'm going to probably have to put it somewhere. Trigger warning, guys. None of my school career, because of my many disabilities I have and ones that were fabricated that didn't exist. And we'll get into that very later on in this video, guys. I wanted to get this video out because I want to help families like my own. So, hey guys, if you guys are new to my channel, I have a condition called nystagmus. It is slowly robbing me of my vision and my balance, and basically makes me look like I'm drunk. Also, guys, if I look like I'm drunk, and I say people think I'm drunk sometimes with my blood sugar. Also, guys, I also have hypoglycemia. So going to school with disability, I do have to kind of point out whatever. I'm pretty sure I have autism too, and ADHD, and all that stuff, guys. So I'm from a very autistic family. If you guys didn't know, guys. So, guys, autism runs in my mom's side of the family. So I have like plenty of little cousins who have autism, and I have a cousin, I don't like to say her name on YouTube for her own protection, who has autism. My adopted cousin, who is my aunt's goddaughter, but I don't like to say her name. And if you're watching, hi Laura. I just want to say her full name because for legal reasons. Because I don't want anyone to harass my cousin. Anyway, guys, I went to a different school in 3rd grade. I'm sorry, guys, I haven't got down to it. In 3rd grade, so that had to be a long intro. 3rd grade, we went to a charter school. You guys don't know, I had a heck of a time. I still kind of think me in public school, because of my disabilities, was not good. Like, I just didn't get along with people in public school. I got bullied. I got beat up on. I mean, I made one friend, a couple of little friends, Sam and Samantha and Chelsea. But I got plenty of stories about like 1st grade, 2nd grade for you guys to listen to. Anyway, when I hit 3rd grade, I was put into this charter school. I'm not going to say anything for legal reasons, because I did not look at the school in good light. I went there from 3rd grade to 8th because we had a middle school, like, all combined. So I will be doing this middle school separately because, they're saying school things really, really took a drastic turn at one point now. So, guys, I got there in 3rd grade, and I got a teacher I don't want to say was prejudiced against me. She, I don't think, knew what she was doing, and I think she did not like special needs individuals. So when I would get bullied or picked on, she would like turn a deaf ear and a blind eye. I don't ever want to say racism, but the girl that was picking on me was of another race. If you guys don't know, I'm Italian. I've been made fun of for the way I look my whole life, probably because of my disability in my eye. I had a feeding tube shoved in my eye, guys, also, as an infant, and I had a blood transfusion that I contracted diabetes in, if you guys do not know. So I was different. You could tell I was different. I have a speech issue. I survived a coma that nearly took my life. Actually, did take my life. The doctor had to resuscitate me. I've been through seizures where I passed away, and the doctor had to restart my heart and all. So I have had a rough childhood. My parents also had pride. Anyway, so this girl would make fun of me. She called me names. She'd tell me, "Where's your daddy at?" Also, guys, thing is, you guys don't know, I'm from a age gap couple, so people always assume that my father's dead. Actually, I did this last night. I don't want to think of that because he's sick at the moment, but I'll talk about it later. So, guys, this girl would tell me, "Where's your daddy at?" Borkson, my full out name, my full out legal name. Where's your daddy at? Tell him go find your daddy. And she didn't say, you're so pale. My mother's Irish. That there's ought to be something wrong with you. They ought to genetically test you. And she was just on me. She would actually like take my lunch and like throw it away and stuff. And we had cubbies. And when I would call out the teacher, she would ignore me in 3rd grade. She was like, "Hairs." And then here's the issue we had. She would get other girls to bully me. She had a whole group of girls picking on me. It actually led to the point where my mom had to go in and talk to the class not to bully me. And there was a boy who used to stick up for me. And he even told my mom, we're all afraid of this girl. Like, she's evil. And she's racist. And I don't like to get into that right now, guys, because my friend was of another part of another race. And she was mean to the disgusting word. If any person ever met this biracial and the word, that nasty, dirty word doesn't fit, it was him. And he would defend me. And he even got in a fight with a couple of the boys because one boy called me the dirty R word. He said, that girl's she might have, I'm dyslexic. She might have a disability. But you know what? She's Borkson's still a human being. And Tony went after. So I will say his real name because he did nothing shady. He was actually one of my best buddies in school. And Tony was like, there's nothing wrong with Borkson. It's you. She might have issues because of being like around a lot of people. But that's probably could be due to the fact because he understood. I told him I'm from a small class. I have disabilities. And he almost got suspended defending me from 3rd grade to 8th. But anyway, guys, so it got to the point where the boys started to pick on me. And that's when they called Tony's mom in and said, there's been a bullying incident, Mrs. I don't want to say her name on here. She said, I'm going to go. This was a woman who cared about her kids not being a POS. She said, I'm going to whip him so hard. Like, no, he's never going to sit down. She was at school. She was crying. And then when they brought him in, she said, Tony, what did you do? He said, Mom, she's like 3 foot. I couldn't sit there. Just a little. And she went, what? And then they had her all worked up and crying before they said to her, Mrs. and sort of her name. Tony's not the aggressor. Tony defended. There's a special needs girl in Tony's class who's tiny and has difficulty with talking and speech and all. She goes, they didn't tell her he was the one who defended me. They said this. And she said, what? There's an autistic girl, we think, in Tony's class. She has multiple special needs. And this woman went off. She said, did my son do this? And they brought my mother in. Our moms were hugging and like crying and stuff. And she said, what's going on? And my mom said to her, thank you. And she went, what? Because my mom's physically disabled. Both my parents are. And she said, the woman went, what? She said, did they not tell you? And that's when they told her, your son defended the girl. He hit a boy. We were thinking about suspending him. She was like, wait a minute. You called me down here from work to tell me my son's not the aggressor? She said, no. They said, there's a special needs girl. And your son defended her. My mom said, my daughter takes seizures. And she went, what? But guys, 3rd grade was a wasted year. My mom ended up befriending one of the mean girls' moms, so we couldn't really do too much there. My mom tried to be friends with everybody. 4th grade is when I think things heated up. It also was kind of nicer because you had two-faced people. So my 3rd grade teacher would ignore me when I would say I was in pain or someone was bullying me. I think that teacher didn't like me. Sorry, guys. Look at me. I actually think she may have been prejudiced towards me because of my disabilities or other reasons. Maybe even racially. I don't know because the other girl was probably another race and the same nationality and she used to pick on me. Anyway, guys, the principal did something dirty. The principal, she did something dirty. She said they already know what we're going to do. Our school we're in a very Jewish neighborhood, by the way, guys. And I'm still going over from there. She said, you know what we're going to do? You and me are going to take a walk. Our vice principal is African American. But you know what, guys? When the girl called her a dirty word for them, she's anything but. Let me tell you right now. Miss Cruz is anything but that word. Like, she's anything but. The woman's kind and sweet. And she told that girl, we're going to take a walk in this Jewish neighborhood. And we're not Jewish. And see what kind of words we get called. You want to call Borkson those kind of words? We're going to see. And the girl got expelled because she kept tormenting me. And she would knock my food on for telling me to eat it and all. And anyway, by 4th grade, things got heated and also cooled down. Because by 4th grade, it was starting to become very obvious I was disabled. And I got a teacher who seemed like she knew. We did study classes afterwards. But someone in the school decided by 4th grade that if I can't read, write, spell, and do math, sorry guys, my battery's getting low, then maybe I ought to be in some kind of like special program. And this is where things started to turn. Like, our teacher was all right, I thought, but whoever idea it was that I couldn't go to the bathroom on my own because I was not the correct gender. By the way, guys, something else. I've been gender bullied my whole life, but I was born a girl. So I'm a cis straight woman. I was born a girl, but people seem to like to call me by the wrong gender. I mean, guys, I don't mean to brag. I am built like, I look like, if you look at me, I have wide hips. I had wide hips, and I already had breasts small by like 4th grade. So people would bully me. I'm sorry, guys. Lane's getting out. It's just depending on there, and then, guys. So I was getting bullied, and the teachers were like, you know what? We don't think it's a good idea she goes to the bathroom by herself anymore. And they pulled my parents in and started having discussions about who wipes me at home. Like, do I go to the bathroom on my own? Who pays me, mommy or daddy? And then they kept asking me, how old is your father? Guys, I don't know. I never knew how old my father was. He never told me. Then it was my father had a brother. Had brothers and a sister who'd already passed by that point. So I don't know anything about my father, pretty much. He's very quiet, very closed-mouthed man. So I'm like, Mom, ask Dad. I don't know how old Dad is. So they said, this is weird and this is odd. So by the time 4th grade ended, they said, we're going to start sending an aide every time she has to go to bed, because they started having rules. Teacher had to go with me to the ladies' room. Guys, I'm shy. I used to be extroverted before I was attacked, which is a video for another day. It was a boy who was harassing me, which is what actually made me introverted. But that's a video for another day. So by the time 4th grade ended, they were like, she can't go to the bathroom anymore on her own. She can't even sit by herself. And guys, at this point, I wasn't having active seizures anymore in school. So this was odd treatment. And my family didn't know, so they were going along with this stuff. And by 5th grade, they wanted to start sending me to counseling to see if I was actually a girl. Like, they kept bringing that phrase up and seeing if I was maybe, I guess nowadays they were just picking on me about gender, maybe. I don't know, guys, because I don't think there's anything wrong with people that are transgender, but I think that's what they were trying to assume I was. And they said she can't go to the regular girl's bathroom on her own anymore. And she can't do anything on her own. She's not allowed to walk around school by herself. So by this point, guys, my mom had called my aunt, and my mom told my aunt what's going on. And they had told, my aunt said, look, insert my mother's name. My mother's gone. I want her to stay. I want her gray dress. Oh my gosh, I can't wait since I got sick. Anyway, guys, my father said, this is ridiculous. I think it's time to pull her from the school because they're not helping. My aunt was like, sure, guys, pull her. So by the time 5th grade came, I was no longer basically me. The kids didn't want to sit with me because I wasn't allowed to go to the bathroom on my own. No, we had to go to the bathroom, another girl was in there, and it's an aide in there with me, which is harassment in my opinion. Because they said they wanted somebody to come in, TMI, guys. I know I don't want to talk about bathroom business, but they said I was no longer allowed to even, like, wipe myself, which is harassment 101. Remember, guys, this is all just, like, my opinion of what was going on at the time. And they wanted someone to stay with me and all this other stuff. So the other kids didn't want to be around me. They were afraid because it was starting to happen to some of them, too. And then they ended up saying, you know what, we're just going to say she stinks and she smells like she's dirty. So teachers would always come up to me and be like, hey, Borgs, did you wash today? Borgs, my full name out. You know, haven't heard Borgs and Mary, did you wash today? And I was like, what? Because, I mean, my hair was soaking wet. Guys, I actually used to shower like 3 times a day to go to school. I would shower when I went to school. My hair would be soaking wet. Like, the part is a little funny today. My hair would be, like, soaking wet. I come home, I take another shower because I was in school all day, and the teachers got to sit right by me and make sure I'm, like, not being a boy or anything. And another thing that aggravated the teacher was my hair. My mom would never cut my hair. And the teacher said, it's time to, like, boycott that hair. That hair is gross. It's time to, like, boycott it. So we discussed getting a pixie cut. Boys at school. Guys, I had to threaten my mother. I was like, you cut my hair, I'm going to tag out. Anyway, guys, there was also a discussion about possibly They said that if my parents did not require, the training and everything else they wanted to do to me, like make sure I was really a girl, because they're saying I'm not a girl. And then they're saying that my parents are abusing me because I can't read, and they spiraled it so bad they actually threatened Child Protective Services. And I don't think they ever did get involved, guys, because Child Protective Services did get involved with us when I was a baby because of my coma. And they ruled out that it wasn't my parents. So my parents had to take me to meetings where they were saying I was mentally off, I was unstable, and my parents, I need to know how old my father is. Like, they're taking me to the closest, nearest mental hospital where I will be separate from my parents, probably abused by my new foster parents. Okay, they know who my father was. I'm like, well, guys, I don't like sharing this part of it because I was actually just brought this up to Derek on the phone last night, and he says he has horrible memories of constantly being threatened. Guys, the sun's come out, that's why it's better. Of us being taken away just because we were, I was different. And autism and dyslexia, all that stuff runs in my family. So anyway, my parents kept me in that school until I graduated. I don't know why. I was bullied. I was harassed by a lot of people. And I kept switching my group I was in, the classrooms I was in. So I couldn't make friends, and nobody really liked me. I mean, I was surprised. I see people from school like, "Oh, hi, Borgs. Like, you look so nice. You were always so sweet." A lot of them always felt sweet and a happy person. I'm hearing impaired as well, and I'm legally blind, almost legally blind. So that could be why they were picking on me. I didn't know I was legally blind almost until I was 26. You guys can say, yeah, ooh, funny. So yeah, my parents, and I remember my mom crying because she thought the Child Protective Services was going to take us away. Or I remember her saying my father actually refused. They told my father they want to put me on Ritalin and I think Adderall or something. And my dad flat out refused. He was like, "There's nothing wrong with Borks, and I'm not signing this. If you want to threaten my parental rights," this is why, guys, in the end, I'm with Dad, because Dad was by my side, because I would cry. I told my parents, just give me to Child Protective Services and call you guys as much harm. Dad was like, over my cold, dead body. And at one point, guys, my parents had made an odd remark about over my dad's cold, dead body that made me think something was wrong. My dad said my parents were saying something along the lines of over Dad's cold, dead body with his full myasthenia gravis attacking him. I was like, oh, whoa? I never heard the term something lines. And guys, I will admit, but that was in 8th grade though. When I found out my father was sick, I didn't know how I was going to live, because I didn't want to live with just my mother, because she was the weaker of the two parents. Like, you couldn't do anything for my mother and tell her that it was the best thing for me. She would sign it, not regardless. So guys, yes, I had a horrible, horrible upbringing. I almost got taken with my parents because I'm disabled. I couldn't read well because I'm blind. I'm legally blind. I can see. I can do a video about how I'm legally blind, but I can see. I just my vision's damaged. So yes, guys. So pretty trigger warning. I'm so sorry it's ever happened to any of you guys. I mean, I was almost taken away because I like Barbie dolls. Oh yes, my mom made the mistake of telling the counselor I love dolls, right? Oh no, that's my mom thought dolls were weird though. So she was like, "What do do?" She's still playing with dolls, like at 10, and they were like, "That's weird." Okay, we're thinking 32. Okay, guys. I'm sure there's more that will come to me, but this video is getting too long, and I can add into this is just 5th grade. So, did I have any friends? No, guys. I went 15 years of school, and I didn't make one friend. So, guys, I have more school videos to tell me how school's coming back. But okay, guys, I am so sorry if any of you guys went through this. But yeah, so summary, I was almost taken away because I'm disabled. School would make fun of me because I don't know who my father was. The teachers would even call me up and say, "Hey, Borkson, your grandfather's here to get you." Because they didn't believe that so-called old fart was my father. Excuse me, he may be 90, but I can tell you. So when Dad came to get me, I refused to go with him because it was my grandfather. Now, my grandfather's been dead since the 60s, so I was like, Grandpa's back from the dead? I was like, okay, when this happened? Like, my grandpa's been dead since the 70s. Like, Papa's been dead since the 70s. And then one time they told me my grandma was here, and it wasn't my grandma. But guys, that was different between the schools. One of the schools said it was my grandma coming to get me. So when I went, guys, because I had a grandma, so I'm like, Nan. And I go to my Nana, it's my mom. I went, Nana. because it was only to the back, and it was like, they looked like my mom, and I remember hugging her, and it was my mom. So the school kept telling me, get your grandmoms here. They had to know it wasn't my grandmother. Guys, I look nothing like my mom. I look more like my dad's mother. So anyway, guys, yes, it's some of the torturement. I have a couple more layers to get to here, guys. But I hope you guys, I didn't enjoy videos. It was heartbreaking. But guys, I left out a few things. It's just so horrible. Okay, guys, remember to comment, like, share, subscribe. Go and hit that bell for post notifications. Remember, guys, if you had a bad school experience, I am absolutely so sorry. From the bottom of my heart and soul. Remember, you can reach out to me. Okay, guys, bye.